Hello and welcome to Adam's Music Box, where I've just heard that at the age of 82, the enigmatic, at times reclusive, but always very, very interesting musical innovator and genuine legend Sly Stone has died. Now, when it comes to who invented genres, there's usually never a single person. It's usually a handful of people who were doing things at around the same time that pushed musical directions and musical innovation in the same way. And when it comes to the question of who invented funk, I would say that along with James Brown, that title is shared with Sly Stone. Because right in the sort of mid to late 60s, his music was as funky as anything that came out later in the 70s, that golden decade of funk. And his music was so important in many ways. I mean, if he invented funk, that would have frankly been enough. But he had a band of people playing music that was black in terms of its cultural origins, but it was an integrated band, and this wasn't all that common. Jimi Hendrix sure played with white musicians as a kind of I want to say maybe glorified backing band, not to insult their musical prowess, but it was different. Sly and the Family Stone really was, as the name implies, a kind of musical collective. There were very, very high energy musicians in the band. And while their albums and singles sold like crazy from 67 to around 74, 75, it was the live shows that really made a compelling case because this was very much an era where you needed to pull it off live. And the bands were on fire. Even when at times there was visible inebriation, it never really got in the way of the sound, not at that time. And they were everywhere. They were popular on television, they were popular on the road. The albums and singles were all over AM radio, and when FM radio became a thing, a lot of FM stations were really digging what they did too. So much of what they did mirrored the language of the era, and some of the lingo that Sly sort of came up with even became part of the sort of language, the dialect of pop culture and of young people then and young people now. Hip hop is something that Sly Stone very much inspired. The early hip hop artists would all acknowledge it because a lot of the beats and a lot of the other sounds he created were very much sampled. He was one of the first musicians to ever use a drum machine on a hit record. It's a family affair. And it's a drum machine. So much innovation in so many ways. A genuine pop culture icon who made music that people genuinely liked. They liked to dance to it. They liked to sing along with it. It was music that was really difficult not to like. And to show you how, the more things change, the more they stay the same. One of his finest albums is called There's a Riot Going On. And lo and behold, at the end of his life in 2025, there is in LA a riot going on. So life does repeat itself, even though I wish we could have had some of the music. The soundtrack to the riots back then was better, I tell you what. But there you go. So he lived a long life, treated very unfairly by the music industry, at times made his life more difficult with substances, which, a lot of people inside and outside of the music industry do. But he truly made his mark on music. And even other great artists can't say that they left a footprint, an imprint on music the way Sly did. So rest in peace, rest in power. I really think that the music will endure because it's happy music, it's danceable music, it's music that's very fun for musicians to play. It's great music. What more can you say? Like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Take care.